Okay, what I just did is I got some frozen green onions, and I kind of chopped them all up into bits and pieces. You're supposed to reserve just the whites for this recipe, just the white parts, but a little bit of green in there isn't going to kill. Now I'm going to go ahead and chop up the green pepper into bits and pieces. I meant the red pepper. The brain control is awful. Red pepper. I don't know why I said green pepper. I ought to wear my tinfoil hat. Hold on. Okay, I kind of already chopped them up, and now I'm going to make them into like smaller pieces because they're going to be going in a frittata. So the red bell pepper is going to be going to be chopped up. I want to make it small enough so it'll work well in a frittata. So let's go make it a little bit smaller. So I'm just kind of going like this, you know. This was the smallest red pepper I could find. Yeah, so the recipe calls for a small red pepper. I want to get it to a nice consistency so it'll look good, so it'll be good in the Italian. It's kind of like a puffy egg omelet, but it's not really an omelet. It's an Italian frittata. I've been in the mood for Mediterranean food lately, which is probably good because the Asian store that I like to shop at got burned down. Jeez. There are some other Asian stores that have some of the food I like, but I've actually been in the mood for Mediterranean cuisine, so, and around here you can get that pretty easily. Yeah. Okay, let's little bit more red pepper. I happen to like red pepper. It's probably going to make the frittata really good. So, okay, that looks pretty good. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and put it here in this metal bowl with the yeah, that's pretty good, with the green onion. Then I'll work on chopping up a zucchini next. What I do is I look over recipes, and if I can tell by looking at the recipe that it's going to be delicious, I'll adopt it. You know, I am modifying the recipe slightly. The recipe that I got online says to use a cookie sheet. I'm going to be using cast iron pans for everything. Okay, let me go ahead and work on the next step. Yeah, I just put it all in there. See that? Okay. Oops. Trying to film with this is a challenge, huh? Okay, working on Mr. Zucchini. Oh, stay still. I'm filming with a bomb lob. Mr. Zucchini is next. We'll get this end here. Small diced is what the recipe says. Yeah, that makes sense. You wouldn't want big dice for a frittata. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, I'm not sure I'm doing this the most intelligent way. It might be easier to go this way. Yeah. Okay, well, let's try it. For small dice, you probably want to go like this. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll go. Okay, anyways, you get the message. When it's all small diced, I'm going to throw it all in there. Let me go ahead and turn this off for right now. Okay, you can see what I did there. Now 4 ounces of broccoli cut into small whoops, jeez, small florets. So I actually weighed this in the store. This is about 4 ounces. Let me just get the stem off. We're not going to be using the stem, so we're going to go ahead and trash that. Now here's the florets. Yeah, I actually prefer to cut my own broccoli. I don't like the regular one, the ones that are already usually rotten. So it's fresher if I just look for a nice broccoli, you know. So here's what I'm doing. What I'm going to do now is cut these into small. I can get rid of this here. Yep. So you see what I'm doing. I want the florets really small because this is going to go in an egg. So yeah, right about that size right there. See? So I'm going to make them all super small, and then I'm going to throw them in there. Yeah, so that's my next step. Okay, that's what it looks like right there. I'm going to go ahead and get all the ingredients ready so that when I start cooking I can just move, you know. So let me go ahead and right now get all the ingredients out. Okay, as you can see, I've got the feta cheese out there ready. This recipe calls for fresh thyme. I can always tell a recipe is usually going to be good if it uses fresh herbs. Yeah, so let me go ahead and chop this up to get ready for later. The thyme. Just to wash this Italian parsley. I'm not too impressed with the parsley at Kroger, but you know, it was raining and there was no place else I could go. So let's go. It says about 1/3 cup of chopped Italian chopped fresh parsley, more to serve. So let me go ahead and cut off these stems, and by the time I do that, I can just do this. It'll be about 1/3. Yeah. Take that off. Yeah. Yep. So I'll So let me go ahead and take the stems off of these, then I'm going to chop them up and get them ready for later, and then I'll have that ready ahead of time. So let me go ahead and work on that. Let's go ahead. Here's the recipe. Preheat oven to 450. Let's go ahead and put the preheat oven to 450. And put a rimmed sheet. Instead of a rimmed sheet, I'm going to use this. Okay, my cast iron pan, because I don't want to ruin my my sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cast iron pan in there and allow it to heat. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Yep, it's in there. Yeah. Hold on. Yep. There we go. Yep, we're going to use that. Okay, so I'm going to let it. I've got the oven preheated. So we're gonna work on that while I work on. Right now, I'm going to get 7 eggs and put them in a bowl and whisk them up and stuff. Okay, let me go ahead and work on that. Oh, it took me a while to get a little bit of eggshell out of here. To me, the old-fashioned way is the easiest way. I just use a fork, and I just whisk it like this. I'm not done, though. I am going to use a whisk, but just right now I'm going to get the eggs beaten. So I'm just going to use this method. This is the way I've been doing it for years. Yeah. Get these eggs real beaten, 7 large eggs. And then I'll bring it over to that table. Going to add a pinch. I don't have kosher salt, so I'm just going to use a. I don't like my food too salty, so this will work. Yeah, there we go. I'm using Himalayan salt, black pepper. Pepper probably give it a nice flavor, so let's put in some there. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and toss it with that, and then I'll do the next step. Okay, for the next step, I'm going to put in, they say 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. This is actually imported from Italy here. So we're going to go ahead and add in, I'm holding the camera with one hand, some extra virgin olive oil and put that in next. I'm actually kind of drizzling it. It's kind of hard to do this while I'm making a stinking cooking video. Let me put in a little bit more. Hold on. Okay, I'm tossing it around and making sure everything is well coated in oil. This is important because you're going to be roasting this in the oven. Okay. Carefully remove the hot pan from the oven. Well, it's been in there about 10 minutes, so it's probably pretty hot. Make sure I'm wearing very thick mitts, or, well, I don't have mitts, but I'm going to use my pot holders. And then I'm going to spread the vegetables on the heated, it's my cast iron pan. Return the pan to the oven and cook for 15 minutes or until the vegetables are soft and somewhat charred. So we'll do that next. Unfortunately, you know what? I probably ought to put this on a, hold on. Try to make this recipe and make a video with a bob at the same time as, let's get a really thick pot holder. We're going to leave the heat on. The heat is important for this one. Oh, yeah. I hope I don't knock it over. Well, at least it has a handle, right? Okay, let's put it over here. Yeah, it's pretty hot. Okay, let's close the oven. Got to keep it hot. Okay, now what we're going to do, spread the veggies on the heated pan. There we go. You can hear it sizzle, so it's heated. Let's get them all. I'm assuming I'm filming, I don't know. Like I said, trying to do this and make a cooking video at the same time with a bob is quite a challenge. Alright. But I'm committed to making a new cooking video every time I do a new recipe. So I had eggs I had to use up, and it was boring just to boil them and make hard-boiled eggs. I wanted to do something more exciting. So, so here it is. I've really been in the mood for Mediterranean cuisine lately. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and spread you around. There. I gotta say, this looks like it's going to be delicious. But then I'm not following the recipe exactly. We shall see. Alright, okay, we gotta put this back in the oven now. Alright, it's hot, so I better treat it with respect, right? Here, use the other mitt too. At least I've got good handles to deal with. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright. Alright, I'm going to turn this off now. I'm going to do something a little different. The recipe doesn't say to use, I'm going to go ahead and season the pan. The recipe doesn't say to use avocado oil spray, but this is a oil that withstands high temperature real good. So I'm going to go ahead and coat it using this. Yeah, as I prepare the pan for the frittata. And I'm going to get a paper towel and kind of spread it around here. This is the same technique I use for my pizza. This needs to be coated on the sides and on the bottom because it's going to fill up the whole thing. This is a 10-inch cast iron. Yeah, let's make sure it's coated everywhere. Hopefully it's going to come out without sticking to the pan, but yeah. I thought about using my Blue Diamond non-stick, but I don't want to destroy that over a frittata recipe. I want to make sure it works well for my pancakes. Okay, looks like I got it. I like avocado oil because it has a high smoke point, and avocado oil does really good in recipes with olive oil, I've noticed. Yeah, this is Whole Foods avocado oil spray. High heat up to 450, which is kind of up at 450 right. It's going to go down to 400. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is, hold on. Okay, we're going to get this ready for when the vegetables are ready from the oven, and I'm going to throw them in here, but let's go ahead and get the egg part ready. So we're going to whisk. I need a whisk. Yeah, let's get whisk. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw the eggs in here. See, I'm going to end up throwing everything that's in this bowl in that 10-inch skillet. I have to heat up that skillet though. I got to get that oil a little bit hot. Okay. Put in the eggs. Baking powder, let's see, that's going to be about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. You can see, first time I've made this. Okay, the baking powder is optional, but I think I want to use it. It's going to make it rise a little bit. I think that'll be nice. So let's go ahead and throw in baking powder. Okay. Alright, the next ingredient I need to put in there is milk. I already pre-measured this. This is whole milk, 1/4 of a cup. I decided to go with whole milk. I think it'll make a big difference. Okay, so I went and bought a pint of whole milk. Okay, Frittata, that's going to be a third a cup of beta. I already got that. That's this right here, beta. And I've got some more over here that I'm going to sprinkle on when it's time to eat too, for like garnish. Okay, feta, parsley. I'm going to need about 1/3 cup of parsley. This is a 1/3 cup here. So let's throw in about 1/3 cup. Yeah, that's about 1/3 cup. And then the rest will be for garnish. Okay, so we got parsley and thyme. That's approximately a teaspoon. That'll work. Yeah. Okay, so we got thyme and a good pinch of kosher salt and black pepper. Okay, yeah, hold on. Okay, good pinch of kosher salt and black pepper. Okay, yeah. I don't like too much salt. That's good, but that's a pretty good pinch. And I like the pepper, kind of adds a nice flavor, so we'll put that in there. Okay, that's good. Okay, now, and then you fold in the roasted vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Fold in, eh? Yeah, this would work. I'm going to go ahead and whisk this right now. Okay. So I'm whisking it. Yeah. In 2 more minutes, those vegetables will probably be ready to pull out of the oven. So and then I'll throw them in here. Okay, let me go ahead and turn the camera off for right now. Okay, I just pulled this out of the oven. Soft and somewhat charred. Yeah, I think it fits that qualification. It looks like it, yeah. Let's go ahead and bring my bowl over here. And you know what? I know exactly what I'm going to do. Hold on. It'll probably be easier to make this when I don't have to film. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is putting this in there. Okay, I'm going to have to turn the camera off. I can't do this with the camera on. Okay, it's all in here. Actually, I think folding it would work better, like the recipe says. Take this out. Oh, geez. Hold on, got to turn the camera off. Let me just go ahead and fold it. It's kind of like going like this and get it all combined. And in the meanwhile, I need to heat up this pan in the rear, and I'm going to put that over here, so hold on. I also lowered the temperature of the oven to 400 because what I'm going to be doing right now that's warming up on medium-high heat. Let's get a little bit higher, okay? After I'm through folding this over, I'm going to throw it in that pan over there and cook it for 2 to 3 minutes until the edges start curling up. So let me just go ahead and work on that. Hold on. Okay, I'm just putting my hand over it. Get a little bit hotter. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm going to put the heat, it said medium high. Yeah, alright. Let me go ahead and pour the egg and veggie mixture in the pan and cook for 2 to 3 minutes to allow the bottom of the eggs to settle. Okay. Frittata. Trying to do this with a camera, I'm telling you, with a bob lob, it's like crazy. Oh, it's going to be a lot more fun for me to cook this when I don't have to film. Let me tell you. But I'm committed to making a cooking video when I do a new recipes. I tell you, it's not easy to cook like this though when you're... Okay. Alright, 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, I can tell I got the right size pan. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we're just letting it cook in there for 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm going to put it right back in the oven in that thing right there and cook for another 8 to 10 minutes or until the center of the eggs are cooked through. I can tell it's not ready yet. So I'm going to cook it here. Until the bottom of the eggs settle. I have no idea if this is going to work because, like I said, this is the first time I've made this, right? It may not. It might stick to the pan. Who knows? So I bet it'll still be good, though, even if it doesn't have the most appealing appearance. So let me just turn this off for right now. You probably can't see this, but the edges are starting to get a little hard. When they get hard all the way around, then I think it's ready to go in the oven. Yeah. Alright, it looks like it's ready to go into the oven. If the edges are hard, I don't know if you can see it all the way around. So let's go ahead. I'm going to have to move it over this way and put it in the oven. Let me turn the heat up. Get some good pot holders here. And it's going in the oven. Alright. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to bake it for, I would say, about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'll turn this back on. I hope I didn't ruin it, but I felt like, I think I'm smelling something burning. Okay, it looks like it's done. Now, I'm wondering if I should try to flip it now. Should I flip it? And if I flip it, where do I put it? Hold on a minute. The recipe says to let it sit for 5 minutes before you slice it. We'll leave it right here in this pan. And I'll just use a spatula to pull it out. So we'll wait about 5 minutes, and then I'll let you know. Huh? There it is. Next time I make it, when I cook it in the pan, I'm going to make it a little quicker. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of cheese on it. Throw in some of this. Now I will let you know. I waited about 5 minutes. Let's see. Not bad. I could use a little less salt. I just don't like salt. For most people, it would probably be just fine. Let me see. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I like it. The feta cheese gives it a nice flavor. Next time I'll use a little bit less salt. I'm not a big salt person. It's not bad, though. It's good. Okay, I will be posting this at my cooking channel. Yeah.
In a world of secrets, where darkness reigns, there's a warrior rising, breaking free from chains. She's Gail Schuler, her heart pure and strong. With the power of love, she'll right the world's wrongs. Yeah! She's the first, a passionate crusader. Stand by the side of conquer it all. Through space battles and trials.